You know what would make me happy? If I never ever saw this film again. The Whale. So, The Whale is a new film by Darren Aronnofsky, and basically it follows the story of Brendan Fraser's character, who is this overweight person who is dying. But before he dies, he wants to reconnect with his estranged daughter. But things don't go as simply as they should when he tries to reconnect with her. And that's essentially the gist of The Whale. And honestly, I really disliked this film. I really hate it, in fact. It was really unengaging to watch. I didn't feel invested in any of the characters. I didn't believe in any of the characters. And I felt no sympathy towards Brendan Fraser's character. And I really wanted to, because I love Brendan Fraser so much in the films I've seen him in. Honestly, he was a big part of my childhood. I used to watch The Mummy on like ITV1 every Saturday. And I absolutely loved him in that film. And I really wanted to love him in this film as well. But I didn't, even so I know he's getting all this Oscar buzz, and I do think he is good in the film. I don't think he's nearly as good as some people have made him out to be. Just being honest there, I think Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin is more deserving of the Best Actor Oscar at this year's Academy Awards. Or even Austin Butler in Elvis, Still About Elvis, my personal favourite film of last year. But Austin Butler's incredible in that film. And I really want to come out of The Whale and say Brendan Fraser was incredible. But I didn't. And I think, I think one of the reasons I didn't think Brendan Fraser was incredible, I think the reason I didn't think Brendan Fraser was incredible in this film was because I didn't really like the film. Like I said before, I found it unengaging. I didn't find it captivating. I wasn't invested in the characters. And also, it felt like a really bad stage play. It's not well written. It really isn't. In fact, I think the screenplay is really incoherent. It just starts throwing things in. Characters come in there like, oh, we haven't met you already? Okay, we're just going to throw this bit in there. Let's throw this bit. Okay, let's add a twist. Why? Because we're about an hour and a half in and nothing's really happened. So let's just add a twist in there. It felt incoherent, and I really didn't care about any of it. I really didn't. And also, I hate films about eating disorders. I hate films that involve an eating disorder storyline story. That's what I should say. Because it's not about an eating disorder. Brendan Fraser's character has an eating disorder, and I hate when films do that. The other Darren Aronnofsky film that I've seen is Requiem for a Dream, and that also has an eating disorder storyline with Ellen Bernstein's character. And the thing is, Requiem for a Dream, that is an excellently made film. I mean, I've got some problems with it, particularly Jared Leto's performance, but as a piece of cinema, that's very good. Although I never, ever want to watch Requiem for a Dream again, though. I had to stop that film about 10 minutes from the end because it was giving me a heart attack. I mean, it wasn't actually, it literally wasn't. But at the same time, though, I was getting so intense and I was getting so anxious. Like, I couldn't watch it anymore. It was so bad. And I get that was the purpose of Requiem for a Dream, but I never want to watch that film again. And the thing is, though, that's put me off watching other Darren Aronofsky films, because I planned to watch other films from him before I watched The Whale, but every time I sat down to watch something like Black Swan or The Wrestler or Nowhere, I'd go, this is the same guy who directed Requiem for a Dream. Do you want to watch something fun instead? Let's watch something fun instead. So that's what I would do. So I put off watching other Darren Aronofsky films before I watched The Whale. And you know what? After seeing The Whale, I don't want to watch any other Darren Aronofsky film ever. I mean, I will at one point, but I don't like the feeling I get after leaving his films, after finishing his films, and I get that might be the point of them, but I don't like this feeling I have after watching his films. Whereas Requiem for a Dream, which is very well made, far better made than this one, far better directed than The Whale, and the feeling I had leaving the cinema after watching this film. I mean, I watched this in quite a full cinema, and by the way, I should say, I watched this at like midday on a Tuesday, which, you wouldn't expect the cinema to be too full, but still, it was quite a full cinema. And I was the first person to leave, and I had a quick look back, and everyone just seemed like shook up by the film, and I was just going, I wasn't. Is there something wrong with me? Just because I wasn't shook up by the movie? I didn't get it. What was I meant to take from this film? don't, know, don't take life for granted. But great, what else am I meant to get? I don't even know if that's the moral of the film. If that isn't the moral of the film, then the film's done a bad job at, doing its storytelling and giving me a message to leave on. I don't know what I was meant to take from this film. The storytelling was bad, and it felt so stagey. Like, apparently the film is based on a stage play. I don't really know much about this. I've just heard it was a stage play beforehand, and you can tell. Like, you can tell. The film, for the most part, about 98% of the film takes place in this one location. And it feels like a stage play, though. I go to the cinema to watch a film to go on a journey, to go on an experience. And I'm not saying films, I kind of like bottle films. I've seen them in the past when a film just stays in one location. I like when films do that and they keep you engaged up. But the thing is about The Whale, it mostly stays in one location. The film is mostly set in Brendan Fraser's character's apartment, but none of it's engaging enough to really keep me invested in what was going on. I didn't believe in any of it. I didn't believe in any of the characters. I really wanted to believe in Brendan Fraser's character, but I didn't. Honestly, if I'm being really, really honest here, and I am, I just looked at Brendan Fraser's character in the film and went, well, that's Brendan Fraser in a fat suit. And that's what it is. He's just prosthetics. He's wearing prosthetics. And he gives a good performance, but, it's not nearly as good as Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin. I know I've said before, but I'm going to say it again, because I really wanted to be wild about Brendan Fraser, and I do think it is probably his best performance, but if it was in a better film, I think I would have liked his performance more. And also, sticking on the topic of performances, Holland Shower's good in the film. She's the one who looks after Brendan Fraser's character. She's good, although again, I don't really know why she got an Oscar nomination. But then you go on to Sadie Sink, who plays Brendan Fraser's character's estranged daughter. And it feels like Sadie Sink is in a different film. It actually feels like she's just walked off the set of the latest season of Stranger Things 4, and walked on stage here, and Darren Aronnofsky, the director from, just went, do the same performance. I really enjoyed him in Stranger Things. Just play the same sort of character. Honestly, just playing a variation of Max, the character she plays in Stranger Things. I really wanted to see a different side of her acting in this film, and I didn't, though. I didn't think she was particularly brilliant, to be honest. I didn't think she was particularly great, and I really wanted to like her a lot more. She gave a good performance, but not a performance I think fits with this film. I don't think her performance fit in the context of this film. And also, Ty Simpkins is in there as well, and Ty Simpkins was a kid in Iron Man 3 and the young kid in Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World movie, and then watched him in this, though, and you do start to realise maybe he was the best actor. I know I'm sounding a bit mean with the acting, but I was just surprised by how much for the acting didn't really feel... None of it really felt like it fit in the film, and also, I just didn't really care about the characters. I didn't really care what was going on, so none of the performances were really impressing me too much. And yes, I'd even include Brendan Fraser. I'm sorry, but I'm being honest. I'd love him to win the Oscar because I love Brendan Fraser. He seems like the nicest person in the world. I've seen him in quite a lot of talk shows recently and quite a lot of interviews. He seems just like an absolutely lovely person, like he's been through a lot of tough stuff, leading up to this film. So I'd love if he got the Oscar just because I love him, but I don't know if he deserves it, though. I've got to admit. But still, I really didn't think the performances were too great. I thought the direction was sloppy. This is not nearly as well directed as Requiem for a Dream. It really isn't. Like, even so, Requiem for a Dream is a horrible film, a film that I never want to watch again. Much like The Whale, it is well made. I don't think I can say the same thing about The Whale, though. And I can see a lot of people getting stuff from this film. I can see this film being emotionally affecting to a lot of people. I've seen all these people on Instagram and, all this social media and YouTube and whatnot talk about how they left this film crying and how it emotionally affects them, and that's great. If you can have an experience like that with a film, that is amazing. I personally never had an experience where I've been really emotionally affected by a movie before, where, I'm sobbing, uncontrollably. But at the same time, though, if you did with this film, then, you've got something out of it, which I really, truly wish I did. But, at 2 hours, it dragged, in my opinion. It's not 2 hours, but it's almost 2 hours. It's about 1 hour, 50 minutes or so. And I didn't believe any of the characters. I didn't believe in the story being told. And it was just a horrible movie to watch, in my opinion. I took a strong dislike into it. And that's how I feel about The Whale overall. I would be happy if I never, ever, ever see this film again. There you go. And so, all in all, I'm going to say The Whale, I'm going to say that it's a 1.5 out of 10. You know, in reality, this film isn't too bad. You know, it's not as bad as I'm making it sound. As a piece of cinema, it's well made. It's a well made film, clearly. A lot of people have put effort into this film. The performances, you know, a lot of actors are trying their best in this film as well. But I really hated watching it. And I left the cinema feeling angry with myself for watching this film, and I never want to feel like that. I mean, I've left the cinema before with certain movies I've disliked and gone, why the hell did I watch that? But also feel a bit, you know, I feel a bit funny when I do that at the same time. Like, why the hell did you watch that? But at the same time, though, you would have watched it anyway. The thing with The Whale, I wouldn't have watched this film if it didn't get Oscar nominations. But the fact is, it has. And I'm not really sure why it has, to be honest, but that's just me. I really wanted it to be better. I really did, but it put me off now watching Darren Aronnofsky films going forward. I mean, I will go around to watching his films in the future, but yeah, not anytime soon, let's just say that, after watching The Whale. And it's just a horrible film, I think. It gave me a really horrible feeling. I really wanted to leave this film as an emotional wreck. I wanted to be there in the cinema, hiding in my jumper that I was wearing, hiding my hoodie that I was wearing, covering myself up in absolute tears, but I wasn't. Because I didn't believe in any of it. I didn't believe in any of the story being told. I wasn't invested in the characters. I didn't feel any sympathy towards Brendan Fraser's character. And I thought the direction was sloppy. And it felt like a really bad stage play. It was badly written. It was poorly written, in my opinion. I felt angry after leaving the cinema. And that's all I need to say there. I'm getting annoyed now just talking about The Whale. I'm getting annoyed with the fact that I'm still talking about it because I hated this film. And if you liked it, that's great. I wish I did. I really, really do. But like I said before, I'd be happy if I never ever saw this film again because I found it unengaging and horrible to watch. All in all, I'm going to say The Whale, I'm going to say that it's a 1.5 out of 10 from me. Anyway guys, what do you think of The Whale? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this film more than I did, that's great. I'm really happy for you, but yeah, I despised it. But if you liked it, let me know in the comment section below, and let me know why I'm wrong. Anyway guys, thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below and like and subscribe on this video. I look forward to many more, both film and TV reviews and podcasts coming very soon on this channel. See you guys again soon, bye bye for now, bye!